Hey everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway. Today I am going to be using my stash kit for April to create a layout featuring this mood board and this beautiful scrap lift that I've kind of been hoarding, waiting to use. So my kit for April, my stash kit, sorry, I'm doing a how to kill a kit with style stash kit, and it is my Bohemian Dreams from Cocoa Vanilla Studios. This is a kit I received from Christina from the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and I've made a few layouts here and there, but really I've been hoarding it just because it's, you know, so pretty and I like to look at it. But I knew I needed to get it used up, and I am going to be scrapbooking a photo of myself and Sean to celebrate our 6 years together that just happened in March. And I felt like this line would be perfect to use with it. And of course, because I'm scraplifting, it's gonna just fly. That's the one thing I really love about scrap lifting is just how quickly you can make it work. And this is a scrap lift from the amazing Audrey Yeager. I love her style so much, and I find it very easy to scrap lift for me because I understand her style in the fact of some of the things she does, just based off of scrapbooking for so long, but also because when she does videos, she's so great at sharing with you how she does things. So if you are wanting to maybe step up your technique just a little bit in any way, shape, or form, but you're not really sure where to go or how to do it, go check out some of her videos and just watch a few of them, and you will start to understand and get a nice grasp on how to maybe up your level of scrapbooking just that little bit more. She's one of those that just adds just that tiny extra touch that maybe we don't add when we don't think about it. So anyways, I did have to pre-plan how I was going to cut my paper because when I do stuff like this, my brain, I even watch people do it. Like, I've watched her do it. I still cannot think of how to do it correctly for myself. So I had to sketch it out and then and then I was like, okay, this isn't working either. So then I went ahead and just started cutting the bigger piece. So the very first piece I'm doing right here, thankfully this one was the easy one. I knew I just had to do kind of like a diagonal in, a diagonal out, and boom. It's the other two pieces I struggled with, and I wanted to make sure that I followed it with how she made a variant between the top and the bottom with the two pattern papers, the smaller pattern papers. So like the stripes at the top on the inside, but the stripe on the bottom is going to be on the outside. But I forget to do that at first, so it's wrong, and then I have to go back and fix it. And I got so frustrated with myself, I just did that off camera because I was like, nope. So it takes me a moment to figure out my pattern paper, but once I figure that out, this layout flies together, which I love. Now, like I said, you'll see the photo in a minute. It's the photo of myself and Sean. We celebrated 6 years this year, and our anniversary falls 2 days before our daughter's birthday. So though we celebrate it, it kind of flies by. Like, we recognize it, we say something, we get a card or whatever happens, and then we kind of just let it go. We're just not big into anniversaries. We love each other every day of the year. It doesn't need to be a highlight, but I like to document it with a photo. And I realized on that day that we didn't take a photo. So it was like 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh, we have to take a photo. And the only light we had on in the house, because everyone was sleeping, except for Jackson, and we were both watching TV and just kind of hanging out. And so we went into the kitchen and just quickly snapped a photo, and we're both exhausted, but it's fine. I turned it black and white, and I think it turned out pretty cute. And originally my plan was to document the very first photo we ever took together with that one to show the variance of the 6 years. But you know what? Please don't think I'm too vain here, but we're not that old. So though you can see a bit of an aging process there, it's not a huge one. So I might save that photo and that idea and use it for maybe like 10 years or something like that, or maybe you can see the age difference a little bit more. But also I didn't know how to fit that second photo on the layout, which is really more of the reason. And so I'm just going to go ahead and go with this photo. I wanted to back it with a little bit of this purple paper because it's one of my favorite pieces in the collection, and even though you don't really see it, you can see the purple, you don't see the design. I just like that. I felt like it popped off my photo, and I can make this photo as girly as I want because I'm in it and it's about an anniversary, and that's normally mushy gushy, so the girlier the better, I figure. And then I am going to attempt to try to add every single thing I possibly can onto this layout because I want to use up this kit. It's so pretty, and I would just want to get it scrapped so I can look at the pretty stuff on paper. I really need to remember that that's why we buy things, is so that we can use them and admire them and not just hoard them. And so I do try to add everything onto this layout. It does not all stay. I edit because it was getting a little too much. But I did find the sticker that says one of a kind, and I liked that, and I found this fine and dandy. The problem is I grabbed it because of the color, but things like that, like fine and dandy and stuff like that, I don't know how to use those really well. So I'm going to take that one away. But I do grab 3 of the phrase stickers that I felt kind of meshed into a anniversary themed layout. One of them says best friends, one of them says these moments, and I think one of them says happiest. And I'm just going to kind of do a visual triangle with them. And as I'm looking at it, I'm really kind of digging this one of a kind, and I'm going to turn that into part of my title. So my title for this layout is going to be one of a kind of love, because as you know, in your relationship is very unique and separate and different than anyone else's, and so I just felt like it fit, and I'm gonna go with it. I was trying to keep it simple, that way I didn't want to have a big huge title. The scrap list didn't call for that, and I really didn't want to take away from, I really wanted to focus on my photo, so I didn't want to take away from that. And then I just start to add things to see what I like. As you can see, I did a massive edit. And I'm going to add in the rest of my title here with this Block Alpha. I love this. This is from Chamel. And then I have these really awesome, they're like craft with little gold specks on them. And I love these stickers. They're large though, really, really large. And so they're not going to fit right there. So I'm going to go ahead and move that down to the bottom right corner, like you can see right there. I'm really loving that. That's perfect. And then what happens is I kind of wave to you thinking, yep, this is good, I like it, forgetting the main part is to have a big floral element to it. And so I will come back in with some Cheeky Studio stuff, which you'll see in a minute. And I also thought that maybe getting one of, so this is supposed to be well, it's like a pre-made I can't think of what you call it, die cut, and you could use it as a full sheet, of course, but I have been cutting it apart, and I felt like it really worked to use it on this layout too, just as a little bit of a layering piece. I used to layer so much behind my photos, and that's kind of gone away, and so I wanted to kind of bring that back a little, and adding that was another really nice touch. And then the tissue papers on the bottom to kind of cover up the mistake I made of when I did the diagonal, both of them in the middle and the blue on the outside, and I forgot I wanted to do the variant of that. So there's a bit of a gap, so I needed something larger than just my photo to cover up my mistake there. I do add some sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps. These are called Vintage Christmas. They are currently my all-time favorite mix. I love them. I've been kind of using them on everything lately. They just work perfectly. And here you go. I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted the florals. So I'm going to take away the florals that actually came in the Bohemian Dreams kit that I had there. And instead I'm going to add the ones from here, Cheeky Studios. I think they're called Wildflower or something. And I'm also adding a couple feathers that came from like one of the very first collections she's ever had. And one of them actually fit right underneath the O perfectly. So I loved that. And then I add 3. So I add one underneath the title, one on the right side of my photo, and one on the left side of my photo. And in my final image, which you'll see in just a moment, you will see that I also did the Missy Whitten thing where I cut a chunk out of my paper and backed it with some more pattern paper. So I love the way this layout turned out. I feel like it's the perfect representation to document an anniversary, and I feel like I copied the scrap lift pretty darn well, so I'm pleased. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to check out my channel, it is called Christy's Beautiful Life over on YouTube. There will be a link below. Thanks everyone. Bye.